Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another day of the video diary. And how's it going today? Today we are home alone. Laura is at a networking event at work, and I am here cooking my own sad dinner for lonely old me. Therefore, I am allowing myself the liberty of a ready meal, and I've got steak Chianti, which I believe, I only know of the word Chianti. I know it's a wine, but I only know of it as a food because of Hannibal Lecter. So, I'm assuming it's going to be nice. So, yes, this is what I'm going to be having for my dinner this evening. How's it going? Today has been a relatively uneventful day, I guess, programming-wise. I've been moved over to, take over on a migration thing as we move a customer into a different branch. Apparently we're now migrating the data, but I've got to do basically debug the runner every time it hits an issue, fix the issue, move on. Exciting, I know. It's also the kind of thing that you fix the issue, it then takes 2 hours to get back to that issue to find out whether you fixed it or not. And then you carry on. So I also am working on my other thing on the side, because I like multitasking. To be honest with you, I like balancing two things at once because I feel less drained by one thing or the other. And otherwise, I also had some progress with my project. I'm getting it so that I'm creating instances of the code and then initializing it. The only problem is that the dependencies aren't all being dragged down. So when I try to create an instance of the type, it's failing because it's not picking up things like end substitute, which is a NuGet package which gets pulled in, which is problematic. I need to figure out whether or not doing a .NET, instead of a .NET build, I might have to do a .NET publish, and that might publish all of the DLLs with it as well, potentially. I don't know. It just kind of publishes all the DLLs it needs rather than the ones that it should have. So that's a bit annoying. I'm going to have to try and figure out what's going on there, but I have lots of time to do so because I'm on my own here. I'm also going to throw in my shoe to wash. So let's do that. I'm saying that my shoes came back from looking white. They're a bit orangey around the edges. There's also those marks there. I don't know how they even happen, to be honest with you. But that's covered when you lace it up. There you go. Look, see, that's from the dust from when we were in Morocco. These ones have been cleaned. It doesn't do an amazing job of cleaning it, truth be told. But it does need doing. I need one of these bags to put my shoe in. And then I'm just going to wash my other shoe. Annoyingly, I have to wash them separately because I have odd shoes. So I can't put both shoes in the wash together because the colours will run and I'll fuck up my white shoe, which is irritating. I've been meaning to do that for a long time. Right then, otherwise though, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to make my dinner, which I need to do some spuds. Small amount of spuds, and then I've got some tender stem broccoli, which is going to be delicious. Yes, it's only going to take me half an hour, so I'll also do my sandwiches at the same time, and then that means once I've done, I can go and do some programming. Laura's not going to get back until 9 o'clock tonight, so I should have a significant amount of time to get stuff done. If I finish this by here, 22:07, then I've got nearly 2.5 hours, man. 2.5 hours solid dev time would put me over my weekly target, which is 10, well no, technically my target's 7.5 hours a week on my project. 10 hours has been my average. It would put me over my average on Thursday, let alone Sunday, buddy. Woo! Although I don't know how much work I'm going to get done this weekend because Laura's family are coming down, so there's that. Right, let's get shit on the go because right, I've got to concentrate. 1 second, because I've got timings to deal with. It's all officially looking good in the hood, ladies and gentlemen. Made my sandwiches, and the spuds are about to go in, so no rush at all. Let's turn some lights off, shall we, since we're not in here? otherwise, so my basic plan for tonight, and Laura's left her water bottle, my basic plan for tonight is to sit and do lots and lots of programming while I have the time, while Laura's not here, and then when Laura gets back I'm going to be looking up and planning something that should be happening relatively imminently, and I'll be able to tell you about it relatively imminently as well. I say relatively imminently, it could be after Christmas. It could be, but it could also be like in a couple of weeks. So that's exciting. I'll probably let you know on the relative time frames of things. I'm planning something and it's all, I've got to do some like reading up and figure out the logistics and also the legality. Essentially, I've got to like make sure that I'm not doing anything I shouldn't be doing, basically. I'm pretty confident I can just do it, but I've got to triple check that. It's going to be something I'll triple check with Laura, because Laura knows what she's doing. She did law, you know. She does law. She's clever. So yeah, there's that as well that I'm also working on behind the scenes. But yeah, that should be like a relatively imminent thing. It's thingy based, so like basically my project based. So yeah, I'm pretty confident. But it should mean that I'll be able to actively like reveal something soon. Hopefully soon. I should probably get changed. Yeah, like hopefully I'll be able to do a good old reveal, like, fuck, I don't know, the 21st? This month. Hopefully I'll be able to do a reveal this month, but it'll either be this month or like January. So we're trying to rush something through. I've got, well, hopefully I'm trying to organise essentially a business meeting to figure stuff out. But I'm probably saying too much already. War's getting pissed at me. You're very fast. So I decided that I don't need a second pan since I've only got like fucking 4 spuds. And my poor shoe is in there on its own getting battered about. Yeah, I've now got essentially 20 minutes, well 12 minutes before I have to do something, and then 10 minutes after that. Okay, what's the plan of attack then, Jimmy? Shall I look into this stuff now instead of later? I am 90% sure I can do what I want to do. It might be something that like, it becomes complicated because things like, you could argue, but in a roundabout way, that making these videos is a part-time job. You could argue that if you wanted to. I technically get paid for it. Technically. Although, not, you couldn't argue it's a salary. But, yeah, so like, what constitutes that kind of shit? Like, am I technically working a part-time job for myself at the moment? Or am I just having a pet project? I don't know. Does that become a little bit more confirmed if I do other things? I don't know. Either way, dinner's nearly ready. It smells fucking lovely. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to have it in a bowl or a plate. A plate is looking like the thing. So yeah, let's do this and we'll figure out what we're doing. It's really sad, by the way, eating by yourself, because I'm so used to like having Laura to talk to when I'm having dinner. I'm now just on my one. I have finished eating my dinner and it's now time, ladies and gentlemen, to sit and not play anything. I'm thinking about games because I'm suggesting Christmas presents to people. But at this precise moment in time, I am going to stop developing. I need to figure out now how or why, or if it's possible even, to pull in the correct shizness from the need to pull down all my dependencies properly, basically. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in a predicament. I am. I've done like 2 hours worth of programming. Laura's back. We've just had like, just watched TV, watched the news and stuff for a bit, and now we're heading off to bed. I've been diving through ways of trying to do this, and it seems like when I'm trying to instantiate, initialize, create an instance of a class that's defined by the that's in the DLL. So I get the DLL, I get the type out, I get the methods I want to call, and then try and create an instance of it. And it fails to pull down the dependencies from, well, I assume it's from NuGet. The dependency it's failing to find is nsubstitute, which is from NuGet. It's the mocking framework that I use. I believe it's either it's the first alpha. One is the first alphabetically NuGet package in the namespace and stuff. So that's my problem. I believe that, like, I don't see a way. What I need to do is I need to be able to work around this without making any demands on the code. I don't want the user to have to go through the system and set all of the code, all of the third-party dependencies to set to like copy on build or whatever. Because you can do that. You can set a flag that says like deploy this DLL essentially. But you can't do that with that's not the idea. The idea of this is it literally picks up code and it does it. So I've either got to figure out a way of getting the DLL in there automatically. I attempted to do release builds, I attempted to do it via publish. None of that seems to, well, it seems to be there, but it doesn't seem to be able to pick it up. So I need to figure out why that is. I need to figure out how to get around it. So that's the dealio at this precise moment in time. I've tried playing around with the compiler, I've tried changing settings on the compiler, I've tried initializing this thing more, i.e. in like different ways and stuff. And I just can't, it doesn't seem to be possible. So I've tried doing release builds, I've tried doing publish builds, I've tried like explicitly picking up certain DLLs and controlling it that way. I've tried initializing it through the activator.initialize method. I've tried doing it from the assembly that's loaded, and I don't seem to be making much progress. So what I think I need to do is start doing I need to decide the best route, plan of attack basically. But I think what I need to do is figure out how best to move on at this point. I'm thinking I'm going to have to do some kind of like I might do another Stack Overflow question, which will make... I've only ever done one Stack Overflow question and no one answered it. And it was in the same... It was literally the same thing. It was calling a test class. But it was a different issue. Last time, to be fair, actually last time I probably didn't have any NuGet packages at all. They were all... because they were all just solidly in the .NET framework. But last time it was a testing issue. This time it's a... last time it was a mocking issue, and this time I'm going to be showing. So a year later, after submitting that question, or half a year later, submit another question that says, "I'm trying to do it this way this time, and I can't get it to work." So yeah, I might do that and see if Stack Overflow can come to the rescue. The next question though is whether or not Roslyn is a solution. I saw a couple of things previously about loading Roslyn files and getting Roslyn to compile them on the fly, because that's the way you're supposed to do it with .NET now. But I didn't see, like, I couldn't do a full suite build like that, but I could do one class. I just don't know whether or not it's powerful enough on its own. So I'm going to have to do a proof of concept. I'm going to like create a new project and just try and like just whack it into a static main class and see if I can just do it. That's my other option, is to see if I can leverage Roslyn to do it for me, which I've seen a couple of tutorials on how to do and stuff. It's this fine line I'm balancing between fucking .NET Core, which doesn't have half of the leverage of the .NET framework, that's like kneecapping me essentially. It's precise moment in time. So it's that, and then also trying to support .NET Core as well, which is a pain, because like I have to use the .NET Core compiler. Is it the compiler's fault Is the compiler just not doing it? I don't know. So I'm gonna see what I can do. Post Stack Overflow stuff. I'm gonna sleep on it though. See if I can think of any other ideas, because those are the two that I've got so far. I'm gonna have to wait till like tomorrow night now to post a Stack Overflow question. So I've got a long time to think about it, unless I connect my phone to my laptop to my phone's internet, so I can post at work at lunchtime. But yeah, otherwise it's been a productive day. We've got lots of work done today. It doesn't feel like it, but we've worked hard. I'm like I say, I'm over 10 hours. I've done my weekly target for co-programming in just 4 days, which is insane. Tomorrow is Friday, so we'll be doing this thing that I've been told, the migration thing that I've been doing, that I got given today. A bit more of my validator, try and solve this problem, go to the gym, loads of exciting stuff, loads of fun stuff. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you're enjoying it. Let me know if you've got any advice. Probably not. I'll catch you later.